My brothers and sisters, Habari Gani, I would like to speak with you on that which constitutes the United States of America, or that which is the foundation of the United States of America, the Constitution. The Constitution, under careful analysis, would disclose a document that is pro-slavery and anti-African American. The African American was considered as mere property by its framers and consequently had no rights or protection in its proclamations. As a matter of fact, it guaranteed the slavers their right to enslavement of our ancestors who were their property for an extended period of time to 1808. The Supreme Court under Judge Taney decided that African Americans in relation to the people, white citizens, I quote, yet remained subject to their authority and had no rights or privileges but such as those who held the power and the government might choose to grant them, unquote. Judge Taney claims there are two clauses in the Constitution that indicate the African Americans were considered as distinct from the people or citizens of the government that existed at the time of the framing of the Constitution, and I quote, one of these clauses reserves to each of the 13 states the right to import slaves until the year 1808, unquote. The logic being that if they had been provided rights and protections under the Constitution, slavery would have been completely outlawed by the Constitution's very being, which was not the case. The other clause maintained the, and I quote, right of property of the master by delivering up to him any slave who may have escaped from his services and be found within their respective territories. And these provisions show conclusively that neither the description of persons therein referred to nor their descendants were embraced in any of the other provisions of the Constitution, but certainly these two clauses were not intended to confer on them or their posterity the blessings of liberty or any of the personal rights so carefully provided for citizens, unquote. When we reflect on this opinion of the highest court of the land, we must admit either of its truth or the belief in its truthfulness by the people and their governmental and societal institutions. They excluded African Americans because we still have not been accorded the rights and privileges of the people granted by the Constitution. One of the main grounds on which the court ruled against Dred Scott was that as an African he could not be a citizen of the United States and therefore had no rights to sue in a federal court. If we African Americans had been included in the phrase of the people or even remotely considered as an integral part of the political entity USA created by the Constitution, there would be no need for amendments to the Constitution or affirmative action programs or civil rights bills. These various bills and amendments are merely patches added to breaches in the original constitutional document. No other than the Christian Savior Jesus Christ clearly teaches, and I quote, no man putteth a piece of new cloth onto an old garment, for that which is put in to fill it up taketh from the garment, and the rent is made worse, unquote. The various bills and amendments attached to the guarantees of the Constitution for the benefit of African Americans have done just that. Hasn't the country been in turmoil over the affirmative action programs? Wasn't there a small-scale battle concerning the Civil Rights Bill? No other ethnic group or race in the USA needs additions to the Constitution to be accorded the rights of citizens. Why is it that we, African Americans, need special legislations and programs for our protection? Is it because we are not really considered as part of the political entity USA created by the Constitution for we the people? We need to think about it, my brothers and sisters. We are not considered as legal citizens under the Constitution of the United States, and we should act accordingly. The Christian Savior, Jesus Christ, offers a solution in his teachings for the above situation. And I quote, "Neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the new bottle perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved." Unquote. It appears as though the Christian Savior Jesus anticipated our condition and the attempts by human frailty to fill old wineskins, the Constitution, with new wine, equal rights for our people. He teaches that the wineskins will perish, that the correct way is to secure new wineskins. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, how can we create a new Constitution unless we somehow seize power through a revolution and create a new Constitution? Is the Christian Savior Jesus Christ advising us to rebel against our condition and create a new reality through revolution? Think about it, my brothers and sisters. That is precisely what must occur if the condition Jesus Christ advises us to make real or to become real. Peace and power to you. References. The first three quotations are taken from P. Bowler and R. Story, A More Perfect Union, Documents in U.S. History, Volume 1. The last two quotations of Jesus are taken respectively from Matthew 9:15 and Matthew 9:17. Peace out.